everyone. I hope you're doing really well. Tonight's video is about, a lot of people talk about how to overcome workplace bullying and what to do when you're in workplace bullying, but I wanted to talk about how it makes you feel. And it obviously is different for everyone depending on their situation and what they've got going on, but it does tend to have a bit of a common thread where it deflates your confidence, and also you develop that anxiety and that stress about going into work, and it actually makes you, or can make you, feel physically sick, and your body kind of puts us into that. It creates those feelings because of a negative experience. And so it creates feelings and symptoms of, nausea and feeling a bit ill and just overall stress, and kind of you might have a racing heart, and you have an overwhelming sense of dread and not wanting to go into your workplace. And that obviously is a reaction from your body, because your body and your mind is trying to protect itself, and it is actually trying to prevent further harm and further damage, and rightly so. But also you may feel like you are, out of control. You're not able to control your own life and your own emotions, and that actually does get very distressing for a lot of people, because we need to be able to be in control. We need to be able to, express our emotions in a positive way. And we can't stay in that negative state for very long, because otherwise it does have that really negative impact on us as humans, and as people in general. So the other thing that I always like to acknowledge when I was in workplace bullying situations is the apprehension and the fear of my bully or the situation happening, but also the feeling after an interaction or not a very nice experience happens. What do you do then? And you also don't really know. Your body's it's heightened, it's angry, it's upset, and it's also quite scared. It doesn't really know what it should do, how it should react. And that is kind of important to recognize, that you're not meant to know what to do. You're not meant to feel comfortable in a workplace bullying situation, because it shouldn't be happening. And also, no one's going to feel comfortable, or I shouldn't say no one, most people don't feel comfortable in a conflict situation or where someone's actually negatively impacting them. So I think we do need to recognize that workplace bullying, the conditions that happen from workplace bullying, are real. They're not something that someone's imagined. They're not something that someone can just get over. They're something that is really happening, and it's almost like it's a warning sign for your body and your brain and for other people around you to recognize that something's not quite right, and that something does need to be done about it, and something needs to change. And that something is usually for that bully to stop their behavior, or for you to be able to set boundaries, or whatever the case may be. But there's always different ways to be able to, resolve a situation or have a good outcome happen for you. And a lot of people, I know myself included, when I'm in workplace bullying situations, I was desperate. I got to a point where I didn't want to do it anymore, but I couldn't get myself out. And so you almost get to that point where you feel really desperate. You feel like you would probably do anything to be able to stop the situation and to be able to get yourself out. And also, you don't feel like yourself. It's almost sometimes like an out-of-body experience where you're like, I don't really understand what's happening or why this is happening to me, but I'm really trying my best to deal with it. And a lot of the time you don't get a lot of support, which is really sad, because this is the time where you do need that support. So the feelings they're real. I just wanted to acknowledge that for you. And if you are feeling them, please, please, please don't sweep them under the rug. Unfortunately, if you do that, I've learned from experience, they get worse and they don't get any better. So the situation needs to be resolved in one way or another. And there's lots of different ways that you can do that. But if you've never really experienced workplace bullying, or if you've experienced it and you're experiencing it for an extended period of time, you'll be like I was and really struggling. Hi, Watson. You'll be really struggling to be able to navigate your way out and be able to find a reasonable and less desperate way of getting out. If you're actually able to seek support, or even just ask someone that may have experienced it themselves, that's a good way to be able to get some support and some perspective. Because I found that when I spoke to a lot of people, especially friends and family that hadn't experienced workplace bullying, they didn't understand. They really didn't get it. And that's okay, because they haven't experienced it and they weren't the right people to be engaging as my support. But I've learned that, but I'm hoping I can kind of save you some time and some awkward conversations to be able to let you know, to make sure that you're engaging people that can actually help and support you, rather than sorry, my dog is doing funny things. Rather than actually, yes. So you basically just need to engage the right people. And if they're not able to support you, that's okay, because you need to be able to get something from someone that's constructive, that's grounded, and that can actually get you some results and some relief as well. So I just wanted to talk about some symptoms and how workplace bullying can make you feel, because a lot of the times we talk about how to get rid of it and how to overcome it, but we need to recognize that it is something real and it's something that does happen, and understand how that makes us feel, that it's okay to feel like that. But you need to be able to work through it and move past it as well. But I'll leave you with that for this evening. Have a great night, and we'll chat again soon.